What's up guys, my name is Zero Heroes and welcome back to more Call to Arm Gates of Hell, and I have some very exciting news for you guys today. And today is the official release of Phase 2. This is something that we have been waiting for a long time. Now Phase 2, I'm going to be running through what is happening in Phase 2, what changes are happening in Phase 2, and some new mechanics are also happening in the game, as well as some new game modes as well. So guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe, comment down below all the other stuff, and without further ado, let's get straight into this. So this post was released on Thursday 20th of May at 8:19 p.m. BST time, so that was yesterday, and it says open beta phase 2 and update and changelog. And as you can see, we've got a nice little thumbnail here that I'll probably be using. Sorry if I'm stealing it, but you know, I can't use any other. Fortunately, I'm not as imaginative as all the other thumbnail artists. But anyway, let's carry on. It says, dear community members, the next open beta phase is about to be launched, which it already has. Or, yeah, actually it has launched. Well, it's technically, it's not fully, it's not like it is fully launched, but like the other phase, the other part to it isn't open, but I'll come into that in a minute. Anyway, it says, this is phase 2 of the Call to Arms Gates of Hell project open beta. You can still join the open beta. By the way, it is available on our Steam store page. So yeah guys, so if you guys haven't already signed up for the open beta, you can still do that by requesting access, and you can get access in probably, they'll email you back. All you need to do is request access, and all you need to do is send them your email and they'll email you back, I think, which hopefully should give you the access to the game. Now, there isn't a certain amount of people that is needed on the game. They'll just, I presume they'll just give you it. I've heard that a lot of people have got the game, and there's no limit to how many people can join. So as far as I'm aware, that you can still join, and for as many people as they want. Okay, so now it says, as we said before, Phase 2 consists of the multiplayer PvP and PvE mode, which is PvP, which is player v player, and PvE, which is player v bot or AI, or whatever it is, with the upgraded netcode, and we will launch Conquest during the weekend too. So they've got the upgraded netcode, so basically there's always been an issue with the netcode in Minerva Oslo Squad 2 and also Call to Arms, and hopefully it won't be with this game. But basically the netcode, basically it means that when two players join together, basically it means that when the player always crashes or something, or desyncs, this basically hopefully makes it better when playing through the gameplay and playing with other players from across the region. I'm presuming that, I think that's what it means, and hopefully that means that that it is okay. Now, I have played a wee bit multiplayer with my friend, and we've had no really issues except from a wee bit of lag, but that's just because I had to turn down my graphic settings. But other than that, everything is fine. Anyway, and also the Conquest will be launched during the weekend. So once the weekend comes, so this will be this Saturday, I believe. So actually it's tomorrow. I believe today is Friday up, so coming tomorrow it will start. I don't know when it will start. They haven't really given me a time. It'll just say it will be during the weekend too. So guys, make sure you look out for that as well. It says, aside from the new areas which now open for testing, we have done significant upgrades to the visuals, sounds, and performed a huge number of improvements over the content previously available in Phase 1. So that's actually really good. So obviously that you guys have been giving feedback to the developers, and you guys have said that the developers did say that, of course, they know there's some bugs in here, but they're more interested in the gameplay aspects, the visual aspects of it, and also the sounds as well. So they know there's going to be bugs because this is still an open beta, but they're more interested in looking into the gameplay aspects, the visual aspects, and the sounds aspects of it all. So guys, make sure you keep giving them the feedback that they want, and if you do that, then I can tell you this game is going to be absolutely brilliant. Such novelties include many new units and models, new uniforms for better 3D person visuals, and tons of new features, including many of those that the community requested, such as increased squad selection size. Okay, that's something I didn't actually know. I didn't know you guys actually wanted to the increased selection size. I mean, it gives me sense because in phase one I did actually kind of feel like the selection size, the selection size for squad wasn't that big, and therefore I feel like, you know, we were kind of on the downside of it. But they've also included new uniforms for better third-person visual. So when you're in that third-person view, the uniforms will kind of stand out more when you're showing in that third-person visual area. And also they've got such novelties such as many new units and models. Models, I'm presuming that could be like new model guns, new tank models. It could be everything. It could be anything and everything. I don't know. I wish they were kind of more specific on what they said, but of course this is why we're kind of gonna go down here in a minute. So yeah, so overall it's actually looking very good, this phase 2, and I've played the multiplayer of it, and to be honest, it feels the AI, after straight out, the AI is 10 times smarter than in Call to Arms or Men of Russell Squad 2. They literally, see if you put it on average, like I was playing against an average AI and I was struggling. That's how good the AI is. It's seriously, they seriously know what they're doing, and me and my friend played against one veteran AI and we lost. So this tells you how good the AI are, and I am slightly worried that it could be slightly overpowered, but I'm hoping this is something that might fine tune it later on during the kind of near stage of the open, when they actually open the game. It says, we're on the final stretch finishing the new Soundscape, having finished work on a weapon sounds and performing a global QA, which is question answer pass, I think. We are confident it offers you an authentic and immersive sound experience. So this is actually good. I think this is what a lot of people have been asking, because the sounds weren't that great. Like when you hear an artillery go off, an artillery explosion or a grenade explosion, it doesn't sound that scary. It doesn't sound that, you know, you don't get that immersive reaction that kind of you expect it to, or authentic immersion that you expect it to. So I'm glad they're working on this. And again, I've heard artillery, so I haven't really used artillery yet in the phase 2, so I'm gonna have to test that out. But if you guys have noticed any changes with the Soundscape, then of course, well, they're in the stretch of finishing the new Soundscape, so it's still not finished, but there's definitely, I could still hear a wee bit more sound improvement in phase 2. And it says, phase 2 of the open beta will contain 6 multiplayer maps. Full release will contain 20, and it will contain 5 Conquest match, and the full release will contain more than 15. So when within multiplayer, it contains 6 maps, so that is 2 1v1s, 2 2v2s, 2 3v3s, and 2 4v4s, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, no. So it's 2 maps of the 1v1, 2 maps of the 2v2, and 2 maps of the 3v3. I think, yes, if I remember. And I don't know about the Conquest because that'll be released tomorrow. So the full release will contain 20 maps. That's pretty big compared to the current 6 maps they've got currently, which I have to say the current 6 maps are looking absolutely amazing. So I can't wait for what the other maps are going to be, and hopefully they're going to put this in an update as well, but explaining what the maps are. So on the Conquest, again, we'll have to wait because I don't know what that's like until I get access of it tomorrow. Okay, now it says, now we can have a nice thumbnail over here. So now we're moving on to this is, by the way, it says the new uniforms, as you can see here, which are looking very nice. When you go in that third person, you can see clearly that, yeah, it has upgraded a lot since phase 1. So moving on to now the last part of it, which is, as usual, we include the relevant part of the changelog, which are enabled multiplayer access for 6 maps, only mid-war period and standard game settings. So it kind of gives me a feeling here that when the full game releases, that there's going to be like a different, it says only mid-war period and started and standard game setting, which gives me an idea that there's going to be maybe a different war. Maybe you can change the war, kind of like in Men of Russell Squad 2, like you can kind of change the war period. So maybe that's kind of giving me a sense that there's going to be a different war period, as well as changing the game settings as well. So And in the multiplayer sense, it's pretty much standard, very much kind of similar to Men of War, Squad 2 and Call to Arms. So, but the war period, I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen with that. Improved netcode, of course, I just talked about that there, about, you know, the multiplayer and all that. New vehicles, human skins, and weapons. Now, that's interesting, new human skins. I never thought human skins would be an actual problem in this game, but, or they would actually add this in, but it's clearly they have, and I guess it's maybe, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound very biased or anything, so I'm just going to leave it on that. But new vehicles such as maybe like the Tiger tanks, and weapons such as maybe like MG42s or something like that. Or when they add in the Americans, they'll add maybe in MG42s and all that. They added T-34s, Tiger tanks as well, because we only currently have two factions, which is the Russians and the Germans, so that's good. We also improved the HDR and shader optimization. Now, I presume HDR is like kind of the HD model, and the shader optimization, like the shadowing, I presume that is. I think I'm not sure, but of course you guys will have to let me know in the comments down below about that one. Next is the improved multiplayer animations. Now that's good, because definitely with multiplayer, it is a big thing that they add in like the multiplayer animations, because if they left that out and they added in multiplayer, a lot of people would instantly complain about it, and that wouldn't be very good for it. So improved multiplayer animations, I presume that means kind of like the way that the soldiers move, and the way that the AI, like the AI move and all that. So I presume it's talking about that. Again, not 100% sure, but of course you guys are the experts, so leave your comments down below on that. You've got the next, improved in-game interface. Of course, very important for any game to improve that interface. Very, very important. I'm glad they've added this into the game, or into phase 2, because I thought this would maybe be something they would have added in to maybe the main, waited until the main game till they added maybe improved the in-game interface, but no. You can instantly tell when you load up into that in-game interface. You can see a lot has changed as well, a lot of improved stuff. Next is the improved sounds and sound mix. Yep, as I said, as I was talking about it, you know, they still need to work on the improved soundscape, but they've also just added a wee bit of improved sounds and sound mix, which of course I've already noticed in the multiplayer and in missions that I've done. You've got the increased squad selection size, which have already been said right here. Whereas it requests as such as increased squad selection size, so that's good right there. You've got new special effects. I haven't really, the new special effects, I don't know what they are. Again, I'm still testing. I've only played maybe 1 or 2 games in so far, so I still need to again give it a good couple games and see what the new effects are, because to be honest, I haven't really noticed much of it, but if you guys have, then let me know. Next, you've got the new gun, the new unfog timer logic for vehicles per class. I don't know what that means. So does that mean, like, I presume that means when it goes foggy, that means like the tank. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what that means. You guys will need to let me know. I generally don't know what that means. New unfog timer logic for vehicles per class. I don't know what that means. You guys will have to let me know. Added human tank gun skill and tank and vehicle veterancy. What I got from this is that, does that mean that now that human, when the tank crew are in their added human tank gun skill, does that mean that the human tank gun, the crew of whoever's in control of the gun has better skills of using the gun? I think what I'm getting from that, and vehicle veterancy. So basically when a vehicle gets more kills or does really well, I presume like maybe the reload improves, or the crew actually improves as a whole. I think what I'm getting from that. Many fixes and quality of life improvements. I presume that might be like the environment around it, such as maybe houses, you know, little grass detail, shadow. I presume this is what it means by that. Maybe some light in the sky when it comes to certain maps and all that, which I presume which is what I mean. And then you got last thing, which is redesigned tank ranges and support guns mechanics. More about it here. So if you click that, then I'll tell you more about it. I haven't really looked into it because I was actually just too excited, you know, just showing you guys this, so I actually haven't looked at this. redesigned tank ranges. So I presume that means is that it now gives you a more accurate range of what the tank was compared to real life. Like before in phase 1, the range of maybe a Panzer 38T wasn't realistic to its real life counterpart. So maybe they've now actually redesigned it, so that means now the Panzer 38T they've redesigned the range so it's more like its real life counterpart, when firing at range, which is what I'm getting at. So I think that's it. So now it says, like with the last update, there's no action required from you dependent on your Steam settings. We hope you enjoy this phase, which combines phase 2 and phase 3 as we have previously announced, which I have done a video on. Meanwhile, join our Discord server, the best place for quick answers to any questions you might have. Good luck and have fun. So there you go, guys. That is phase 2 and basically phase 3 as a whole. What do I think overall? I'm happy. I'm really happy. I think this is what a lot of players have been looking for, to see what the multiplayer is like. Of course, there might be a few things that players might not be happy with in multiplayer mode, but that is what this is for. This is for testing out the multiplayer mode as well as the Conquest mode, and of course your guys' feedback is crucial for these guys to make sure this game comes out perfect. Well, not perfect, like as good as it can be. So guys, make sure you give them that feedback. I'm going to give this a nice rate up as well, if I can. So 290, I've already given it a rate up. So guys, make sure you do the same. Leave your comments and thoughts down below on what you think about this phase 2 update. Do you like the multiplayer? Have you played the multiplayer yet? If not, then I'm going to be making videos of it, today and tomorrow. So I'm going to be constantly over today and over the weekend, I'm going to be uploading multiplayer mode as well as a Conquest mode. So that means we can get out as quickly as we can, and then that means you guys can have a taster. If you guys don't have the game, you know what it's like and what you think should be improved upon the game. So there you go, guys. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you do, because if you do, I will give you a shout out at the every single video that I release. And also, guys, we are almost close to 800 subscribers. If we can do that, that'd be 10 out of 10 before the end of the month. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and all your support, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, and goodbye.